Well, I see two teams that are going to have a pretty similar game plan. I think our game plan doesn't change a lot from last week. We're gonna really try to get in on the forecheck hard with a lot of speed through the neutral zone, get pucks, re-attack pucks, maintain O-zone possession as much as we can. And I think Mankato's got a lot of the same strengths. They're one of the best forechecking teams I've seen all year. So it's going to be critical for us to control the neutral zone and try to force dumps before they want to, and hopefully have five men connected on the breakout and be able to beat that pressure. But I think it's two teams that are going to want to go out there and get after each other, especially on the forecheck, trying to wear the other team down, trying to maintain as much offensive zone time as they can. So I see two teams I think that are going to try to play pretty similar. Yeah, most likely Joe Molinar will be in the lineup, and he's done a good job for us whenever he's gone in. And he's a little bit of a victim of some depth this year. He's certainly didn't take him out of the lineup because he was playing poorly. He was a guy that was playing well for us. He's a smart player, plays the right way, and I know his teammates and the staff have full confidence in him. Well, there's different points you go through throughout the year that you know you have to fight through and find a way, and you can see your team growing from it. I remember a game against Duluth at home. We felt the game was, well, we knew it was for second place in the league, which basically gets into the NCAA tournament. We'd come out and had the best first period of the year. We were on our toes and got off to a good lead. But that 3-goal lead was slipping away quickly. And in the second and third period, you could see the guys really gripping it. They were really tight. And they had to find a way to weather that storm. And luckily on that one, we were able to get in overtime. We had to do it again in North Dakota. 2-goal lead up there, which unfortunately they were able to turn around. But you learn through all those little things that you go through throughout the year. And I guess what I was most impressed about was I didn't see that look in their eye of any type of panic or any type of doubt when we were down 1-0 both games in the regional. And it told me that our team had grown and that they learned from those experiences. And not that everything was perfect from there, but the sense on the bench was that we weren't out of the game, that we have this, that we need to just stick to our game plan and stick together, and we'll get back in this thing. So I've seen growth there handling adversity for sure. And coming into this tournament, there's already a sense of adversity when you come in. You know how big the challenge is going to be. You've got to learn to play under the bright lights and the big stage, and handling that type of pressure is important this time of year. And it goes back to, again, hoping that you've learned through the experiences that you had down the stretch. For me, those were invaluable experiences to kind of watch a team go through the week prior to. Sometimes you're so fired up earlier in the week, you run out of gas by the time you get there to play. So trying to manage that emotional energy throughout the week and try to make sure your team is peaking at the right time. I think I've learned a lot about that. Obviously, managing the team on a day like today, when you get out there for a practice and you can see the nerves in the guys, and you can see the guys looking around at the stadium, and they realize kind of for the first time how big the stage is. So helping them understand that's all just part of the process, and that some of those feelings are pretty much normal to every team that comes through here, and helping them to believe that it's just something that you have to go through. So when tomorrow comes, we're ready to play our game. So I feel very fortunate to be a part of 3 different Frozen Fours prior to this, and see the process going into it, and hopefully that experience can help our team be prepared for puck drop tomorrow. As an assistant, I'd probably be on a walk right now at a little cafe somewhere with my assistant partner and enjoying the sunshine. And now I'm in a press conference where you're trying to make sure that you're doing the right thing by how you talk about your team, how you talk about preparing your team, all those things. So I think the interesting thing has been the media part of it's certainly been different. As an assistant, you're really locked into your role of what you're trying to prepare your team for, whether you've got the power play or when I was at Duluth, I had the power play and the defenseman for the most part. You're kind of really locked into that role. As a head coach, it's been interesting to kind of see the whole scope of the experience, and I guess I always wondered where Sandy was all the time, but now I guess I know what he was doing. Of course, you want to come out and set the tone. There's no doubt, and I think both teams are really going to try to do that. I'd be shocked if both teams aren't going to try to be very aggressive off the forecheck, try to make it very difficult on the other team's defenseman right away. But sometimes it always doesn't come out as you planned it, and boy, the first 10 minutes against Boston College, I'm not sure we touched the puck more than twice. They were all over us. They were up and down the sheet. So you want to prepare for your start. You want to be ready for it. You've got a game plan. But also going back to what talking earlier about some adversity, you've got to be ready for the other team trying to make a push too, and you got to be able to weather that. And if they do make their push, you got to stick to your game plan, get through it, and eventually get to your identity, and hopefully get back to your game.